Hey, what's up, Pirate Faithful? Chris here. I wanted to take a quick look back at the ECU versus Wichita State game from yesterday. So I'm recording this on January 1st. Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a great New Year's Eve. I was able to watch the bulk of this game. So I watched, I think, 75% of it. I was able to sit down and completely absorb, but we had some New Year's Eve plans. So I was getting the kids ready to go to the grandparents' house. My wife and I were kind of running around the house, but this was a great showing by the Pirates. This is the sort of game that, is an indicator to me of how the program is changing, how it's turning around. I think Mike Schwartz is doing a great job. If you look at our record, we're about halfway through the season, so we're 10-5 at this point. For those longtime Pirates who have followed our athletics for any length of time, you'll know that basketball has always been kind of the tricky one, right? It's been the one where there hasn't been a ton of success historically over the years. And usually with baseball, really, that's kind of been the bread and butter for ECU as far as sort of having a national footprint and really standing out. Football has been that way off and on. I mean, over the past decade, we've had some struggles with football, but historically, we've been a good football school, but basketball has always been a little bit of a challenge. However, what we're seeing this season is something that I can't recall for a while. I mean, maybe when Jeff Lebo was coach, there was kind of a turnaround there when we won the CIT tournament against Weber State. I think it's Weber State. I could be saying that incorrectly, but that felt like a good moment too. But, obviously kind of looking back at it, retroactively, things did not pan out the way we wanted them to, I should say, after that tournament win that we had there. But now things are looking a lot better. And I think the thing that stands out to me, and I've got some stats here I wanted to just touch on really quickly. The thing that stands out to me is the resiliency of this team. So this season, it feels like a lot of these games we've gotten kind of punched in the mouth early on, but the team has found a way to respond. They found a way to come back and to sort of, turn things around when it seems like the other team, whoever it may be that we're playing at any one of these games this season, is starting to sort of, get a lead that's going to be insurmountable. And it felt like, again, with Wichita State, that was the sort of thing that was happening here. We went out to a big lead. When I turned the game on, I think there was about 5 minutes left in the first half, something like that, and I think we were up by 10 points. And of course, as soon as I turned it on, we started to lose the lead. And I'm not a superstitious person, but of course, my first thought is, well, I've jinxed it. I should just turn it off and walk away. But I kept watching it because, of course, that's what Pirates do. But at that point, Wichita State had clawed their way back in it. And I think going into the half, we were up by 4 points, something like that. And then when the second half started, they went on a run, and we were down close to 10 points, maybe 9 points. But then the Pirates got it together and really started to play hard. And even the commentators, who I assume were Wichita State, ESPN contracted commentators, were commenting on how hard it looked like ECU was fighting and how badly they wanted this win. And I think that manifested itself, very clearly as the game progressed. And again, that's reflective of what we've seen with a lot of our basketball games this season, which is a credit to Mike Schwartz and his staff. They've done a great job getting this team ready. One of the stats that stands out to me, though, that I really want to touch on is the free throw percentage. So, as a longtime basketball fan, as someone who's followed ECU basketball, of course, for a while, one of the biggest things, one of the most frustrating things, and I'm sure not just for fans, but also for the coaches, are the missed free throws. That has been a killer this season. Our free throw percentage traditionally so far this year has not been great. However, we shot 86.4% from the free throw line last night against Wichita State, who we have never beaten before. That's an important point to bring up. We've been in the AAC since 2012-ish, I think, something like that, and we have not beaten them. And I know they came in a little bit later as a basketball-only school, or actually basketball, baseball, and I'm sure some other sports, but we have never beaten them. They are a good basketball school. They got into the American Athletic Conference because of their basketball prowess primarily, I think. But anyway, we beat them for the first time last night, and it wasn't just sort of an eke-out type of win. It was a come-from-behind win by 10 points type of win, which is a big deal. But again, 86.4% from the free throw line. So we went 19 for 22 on free throws. And I think that in a lot of ways makes a huge difference and made maybe the difference in this game. If we could have done that in a lot of other games this season, we would have had more wins, and we're already in a good spot at 10-5. So again, at this point, we're halfway through the season. We're 10-5. Obviously, we've got conference games galore ahead of us at this point. I really think this team can do well, especially because we're such a young team. A lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, some graduate students, that sort of thing. But the future is really bright. I hope, Mike Schwartz sticks around. It's early still in his tenure, but what we've seen so far is really, really promising. So anyway, the Pirates shocked the Shockers. I love to see it. Our next game coming up, and let me pull that up because I just cannot remember, and I'm going to make sure I get this correct. Our next game is against UCF. And so, obviously some of these teams we've got coming up, we're not going to play again for a while because they're leaving to go to the Big 12 right after this season. So UCF, Cincinnati are leaving, and then I'm trying to think if there's another team from Houston. Yeah, Houston, who is ranked number 4 in the country right now in basketball, and we beat them last year. I think it was, maybe it was the year before that. I think it was last year when they were a top 10 team. We beat them, but anyway. I really like the Pirates' chances. I like what kind of opportunities we got in front of us. I think if this team keeps showing its resiliency, I think if they keep hitting free throws, and that's a key component of all this, then they're going to be in good shape. But anyway, let me know what you think about this game and about our season and about the job that Mike Schwartz has done so far in the comments below. And as always, thanks so much for watching.